Can you find my channel?
Clickbait chaos overload. In between the lines we code. Bright and bold or moody dark. Finding light to leave a mark. Ain't no glory, ain't no fame. Just the struggle, just the game. Color balance drive me mad. Thumbnails got me feeling bad. Lament, creating clicks, wonder where to win. Judged in seconds, lost in sea. Thumbnail blues got hold of me.
GoPro, start recording. So how are you doing today? I am in a new Tesla Model 3 and I have been driving for over 100,000 kilometers in the old versions of the Model 3. So I'm sitting here comparing it to the new model. Now the reason I have this is because it's a loaner and my own is at the service center. So I got this for 2 days, and if you wanna see why, oh, I just got a message that my car is done, so I guess I have to turn around and return this. Anyway, I want to give you my impressions of what the new one is like compared to the old one, and I'm going to do that right now. So it's mainly from a driver's perspective. I like to drive cars. I like to drive my car. I like to drive the Tesla. So the first thing I noticed when I got this one was that it was a lot more silent than the one I have. And this is on the same size rims and the same size tires. It might be different types. I have the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 something Tesla edition with the silenced, with the foam inside. But still, this is a lot more silent. And the other thing that matters most to me is the ride, the quality of the suspension is definitely different. I would say better. It feels like it's more suitable for cruising and road trips. When my old one, it's still fairly firm. I haven't gone racing in it. My old one, my current Tesla is a long range. This is a long range. It feels great. I will say it feels better. It feels still firm, but a little more relaxed. And these are the two things that matters most to me. What does it sound like? What does it feel like to drive it? In terms of the build quality, I don't know anything about panel gaps. I don't care. I really don't care. When I got into the interior, my first impression was, the first one was, wow, this is cheaper. And that was because it has the cloth here in front, and this seems like a downgrade to my wood finish. But when I've been sitting it for a while, it definitely feels perhaps like a step up. I think I'll end this video when I get back to my own car and we can have a talk about that, what that feels like. So I'm definitely going to do that. My first impression getting back into my old car. Interior seems to be a better build quality, sure. I don't care that much actually, but other people do, I recognize that. So, this car was just going so slow, this guy. Yeah, it feels better. It feels like an incremental step up, like the whole stock situation. I think I can get used to the turn signals not being a stock. I don't see the benefit of it. I heard some people had trouble finding the left and right. I don't have that. There's a ridge in the center in both sides, and there's a haptic feedback, so I'm not in any way unsure if I pressed the buttons or I did the right thing. So that is not the problem. The problem is here in Denmark we have a lot of roundabouts, and I have to look down at the steering wheel to align myself and figure out where's the turn signal at. I try to do I can do 180 degrees turn radius on the wheel without letting go of my hands, and I'm trying to do that. So I keep my positions in 9 and what's it got 3, so I can 4 and 8. So why is this guy going so slow? Yeah, now I had to look down to find the turn signal. So yeah, definitely the thing. So I don't appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still looking down to find it. Now the gear shift, the stock going backwards and forwards, that's definitely a downgrade, because when I park this at home, where I'm parking at a parking lot, I'm usually backing in. When I do that in my own car, I can just like flip it up and down, and when it's down to a few kilometers, I just go in reverse, and then it's very smooth experience. Not so here. Maybe I'll get used to it, but I really feel, did I put it in reverse? What happened? I have to look at the graphics. I have to. It's not a good experience. I'm sorry, it just isn't. The stereo seems to be better. When I first got in, I started listening. I signed up for my Tidal Premium, and I used the cloud synchronization, so I got my own account with all my logins. Super easy to do, and my settings and the mirrors were right and stuff like that. So just adjusted everything. The seating was off. The seating adjustment apparently does not translate into a new model, but it did go into easy entrance mode and stuff like that. But the stereo had not transferred the equalizer settings, and it was set in like a classic V-shaped pattern, just, what you typically do in a poor stereo, and it sounded awful. I could hear the bass were a lot punchier. They say it has two subwoofers, and it just had more kick to it, but it also had a lot more rumble, which I did not appreciate. And I seem to have managed to change the equalizer now so it doesn't rumble. So that's good. So it's definitely not worse. A little more kick in the subwoofer, more punchiness, sharper, but also more rumble. But that can be mitigated. I've not tried the screen in the back seat. It's cool, I suppose. But I have not tried that. So my experience so far is it's definitely a good incremental upgrade for the vehicle. I don't know if I would buy it when I have the old one. I feel like if I had a lot of disposable income, I might. But I think I'll reserve that judgment to when I get my old car back, and then I'll find a rest stop somewhere and have a look at the messages they sent me. I'll start heading back. Now, another cool thing is, he said, yeah, there's free supercharging all over Europe. And I said, well, I probably won't be able to go to Italy and back in just 1.5 days. But so I'm driving for free, and I'll visit a supercharger on my way back here now. Have a look at that, and then I'm going to drive to the service center now. I'll just have a look at that, and let me know if you want to hear the whole service cost thing. I'll make a video about that. Let me know in the comments if you want me to talk about that. So let me just navigate to nearest Tesla supercharger. Here we go. Navigate. I will ride with 28%, and I'm not going to speed. He said all speeding tickets will be billed directly to me, so I better not. So preconditioning for fast charging, and that's 21-minute drive. So I have 2.5 hours to get back to. 2.5 hours to get back to the service center. I should be able to do it in 1.5. So that's okay. It's okay. Right. So I'll get back to you. If I have any more thoughts, I will add them later on. I think that was roughly everything I concluded so far. Yeah, the user interface is different. I can see a lot. When I enabled the self-steering thing, it did like a 3D like mapping that looks cool. And in my carport, I didn't get an image of that. But it's for the main purpose for me is how do I enjoy driving this, and I do. It's probably, I feel like it's perhaps 10-20% better, or maybe. I'll let you know when I get my old one later today. A good thing I brought the cameras here so I can film that. I'll definitely do that. So I'll get back to you all and let you know my experience. Now, next stop, supercharging and some coffee, and it's the same charge I was at in my last video. I'll just charge it up to 80%, something like that, however long it will take, and I have an exit in 1.3 kilometers. Right, here's another thing I noticed, that it has these little tiny indicator lights that there's something and you shouldn't pull out of your lane or into the next lane. these little red lights behind the cloth, and they're really weak. I just noticed them now because I was already looking in the side mirror. But if you're not looking into the left or right side mirror, you're probably not going to notice the little red light out the corner of your eye. Probably not. So yeah. So now, it's the first time I supercharge a Tesla that isn't my own, and as I said, it should be free. They're not charging me for it, not charging me for the kilometers I'm driving, so that's pretty cool. Let's see how far is that to the supercharger. 2.8 kilometers, so yeah. Let's just turn signal. I look down again for the turn signal. I feel like if I can get the performance acceleration boost to this one, it actually, that would be pretty cool, I think. Oh yeah. Where do you, oh, this way they want me. Okay. And I looked at the turn signal indicator again. Surely I must be able to get used to this at some point. Let's try. Oh, so they want me to go this way. Cool. There's a little cool road to go down. Hey, Mr. Mercedes, stay in your own lane. It is a nice car to drive this. If you were on the fence with the old one, the old Model 3, try this one out. I have a colleague who said he didn't like the turn ratio of the steering wheel to the wheels. It was too little. He had to move it. It's the same, I think. So basically the same, I'm fairly sure. So let's see. It's a beautiful old church. I'm not religious, but I am a member of, in Denmark we call it the People's Church. Not because I'm religious, but it has a lot of history. I don't mind paying money to keep preserving the old churches, actually. So, and as religions go, it's fairly benign. I have a lot to say about servicing of my car. So if you wanna hear that, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video just about the service costs. If you're interested in hear that after 70,000 kilometers of ownership, 3 years. So, all right, Circle K. Why don't they have their own charge price? Hey, let me try the ones to the. All right, let's try the ones over here, the newer ones. I haven't tried those yet. Let's do that. I think it might turn off the screen, but I'll let the camera running so we can do an estimate of the charging speed here. I didn't figure out how to get this up. Yeah, sure. That's awesome. Let's try to see how fast it charges. Packed away my good microphone. It says service center, 40 minutes away, arrival. So it says, are we there yet? Feature. What else do we have? Just adjust the cooling. That's YouTube. Blah, blah, blah. Accept. Can we find my channel? Ads. R-U-D-E. There we go. Right. And my latest video. So yeah, there we go. So if I had my Bluetooth with me, I could enable it and just listen to it so no one else would have to listen to myself. Anyway, Twitch, yeah, cool. Okay, so I have to do a quick 3-point turn here. Alright. It could be done. I wouldn't say it's easier. So I am just exiting Tesla now, and I got my car back. What does this feel like? Huh. Interesting. Let me just navigate to home. Well, the interior, actually, I don't mind. I don't feel like it's a step down coming back on into my own car again, actually. I'll have to check the stereo in a bit. Oh, a stock. The stock is back. That's good news. I haven't driven fast enough yet to have any indication of the sound. Feels like there's a little more rumbling. So yeah. Okay, I can feel that I have the performance boost. It's a little more spicy. Right, I think there's more road noise. Huh. It's not that bad. It's not like super annoying. But it's there, it's more. Okay, and I also feel, oh, let's see, it's going to change it, isn't it? I also feel, not just a bump here, but I do feel more. What's the pressure on my tires here? It's the same, 0.1 bar more, but I do feel more of the unevenness on the road, definitely. The suspension definitely was better than the old one, the new one. It's just a little bit. It doesn't even out the small. Yeah, I mean, I can feel even the white lines and stripes on the on the road, which I couldn't in the other. It's definitely, yeah, it's more refined in the new one. I don't think the extra tire noise is just, or the extra tire noise just down to different tires. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, I'll get back to you when I'm out on the motorway again. So it will be a while. Rush hour traffic has started to kick in. So okay, so we're on to the motorway now, and it's yeah, there is a little more road noise. It kind of had to check was the window all the way up. So definitely a little more road noise, that's for sure. Okay, but the feel, yeah, there's also a little more, and I can feel more. I can definitely feel more things on the road than the other one. There's like I can feel all the pebbles, all the. That's a bit overstating it, but there's another level of smoothness in the suspension in the new one, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to try out the stereo and see if I'm still happy with the one I got. And I can't share that with you because it's going to be copyright issues as usual with everything on YouTube. So I'm going to do that by myself, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so we hit rush hour traffic here, but I had a chance to listen to some different numbers of music and compare them to the new Tesla. And the stereo is really good in the new one. Definitely in the bass area. I'm not the right person to judge that because my ears are crap now, but I'm quite happy with this one as well. But it feels, in the new one, it feels surrounds you a little more, I think. Yeah, it surrounds you a little more than this. Yeah. So that's definitely a difference. Well, and here on the motorway, definitely more road noise. So, yeah. Is it enough? Is it enough to show you want to buy a new one and ditch this one? I think it depends on your budget. For me, it's a lot of money and there's a lot of hours I have to work. And I'm not sure it would bring me comparable and an equal amount of more happiness to buy a new one. To get this one, to get a newer Tesla. It's don't think the amount of hours I had to put in and money I have to save and other things I wouldn't be able to do to get a newer model. It's a lot. But I will certainly be saving up money to replace this at some point or get a new one when this is the end of its life or whatever. I will be improving my economy. So if I one day want to replace it, I could do it. I'm looking forward to my trip to Italy this year. And I don't mind driving it in this car. So that's definitely good. So, right, anyway, that's all this video. Conclusion, yeah, if you have the money, sure, go for it. So it's a few days later, and you could probably hear on that video, I started to get a cold, a flu, something, and it has peaked, and I'm I'm starting to feel better again. But if I have to cut the video here and there to blow my nose, I'll do that. Meanwhile, I had some thoughts. I had some notes I wanted to share with you about my test here. And the first one was, it might sound odd, but I was annoyed by how it went over the speed bumps. In my own, I can go faster over them. And in the new one, I had to slow down a lot more, like if you were someone who made a riser or something, like a really lowered car, and you have to creep over it ever so slowly. I felt I had to do that no matter what I did, how slowly I went, was just a little from the mud flaps. And I even just crawled over it, and I have no problems getting over those bumps. And I have to cross 4 of them every day, times 2, 8 times. So that would be an annoyance. Maybe that could be solved by removing the mud flaps. Not a deal breaker again, I'm just telling you everything. Second, the annoying ping when you're going 1 over the speed limit and you have to go in and disable that every time. I know that's not Tesla's fault, that's a European Union requirement. And Tesla had made it easy, so I just could tap it on the screen and for the duration of the drive it go away. I couldn't see that you could get rid of it altogether. If you can, let me know. I briefly touched on it on the live recording, but I did enjoy getting back in my own car with the acceleration boost. And I would get that for the long range if they have that available. Which brings me to the point, would I buy a new one and upgrade? And I think the premise of my video were correct. Would the things I use in day-to-day driving, would that be enough that I would say, oh, I really want a new car? And it wouldn't, not for the
long range. I mean, the lower noise level and the suspension is great. But if I were to get tempted, it would be a new Model 3 Performance in Ultra Red. That would be cool. I would like that, sure. But then I have to think if getting a new Model 3 in Ultra Red, a Performance, if I had the money I need for the trade-in, loss in the trade-in, and down payment, if I could choose between that and get, for example, a Tesla Powerwall, I would definitely rather get a Tesla Powerwall first. Now, sadly, Tesla does not sell a Powerwall in Denmark. I've been on the waiting list for years. I don't think they ever will do that because we're running 3 phases here, and I don't think any Powerwall support that, but that's another discussion. But if Tesla could sell that to me, I would put in an order, and I'll just have to find the money. I've been following the battery market for a while for solar systems, and here in Denmark they have been pretty pathetic. And I know colleagues who have bought it, and they kind of got. Yeah, it's a topic for another video. Let's take that complete into another video. But most of them does not support off-grid or island mode, production, where if there's a power outage, you can run your house on battery backup. And a few people selling and say it's illegal, you cannot do that. But it's not. I mean, I work with data centers, and they have battery backup and diesel that takes over a minute later, and run completely without power from the grid. And I know you can do that, and the Tesla Powerwall supports that. But I would want a battery solution that can do that, as at least run my lights and other things, basic things, a battery, and also run, also be able, for example, to empty the battery in the morning out into the car, or be able to charge the battery from grid power if there's not enough, if it's real cheap at night or free even. For example, today I'm making like 40 cents. I'm getting paid for every kilowatt hour I consume, and if I have to put my own solar power back into the grid, I have to pay for that. So I'm charging my car right now slowly, but have a battery solution that can help me with that automatically. Something like that. A different discussion. I think I rather would want to spend money on that, and that would make me happier. Bigger quality of life improvement compared to the money I need to use. It might not be a financial good investment, but quality of life it would. Anyway, last note, the equalizer, as you saw, and all the seat settings, it looks like the V-shape, that didn't come from my own car, I'm fairly sure, and it has somewhat of an V, but not that much. But when I got back into my own car, the equalizer settings from the loaner got transferred into my own car, and the new adjusted seat settings as well. And those does not transfer. It's cool that Tesla has the ability to get all your settings saved in the cloud, and you have your title, your Spotify, your YouTube, whatever, if you're signed into YouTube, and all of that is transferred and directly usable. I just signed into the loaner, and then it had all my addresses, and everything was just there. And I could just continue my day as usual. I don't think I really covered that enough in the video. So, I might be starting looking into battery solutions. I'm kind of hooked on that now, and I see that starting to get new solutions available in Denmark that can do some of the things I want. So that's something I keep an eye on. But if you have any ideas about battery solutions that could work, like a Tesla Powerwall, if you know how those work and seen that, that's really cool. When you got a Tesla especially, it's even cooler. But so I would like to keep the solar panels I already have on my roof, but replace the battery, possibly replace the inverter and get a battery. So yeah, rambling. That's all for now. Any ideas, suggestions, and comments, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, yes, I will be going on a road trip again very soon. So let's see how that goes. So see you around. Cheers.